Well, folks, here we are on Bob's Big Adventure. We're back at the airport, the Green Airport in Warwick, Rhode Island, the second fastest growing airport in the United States, I understand. And we're with the Executive Director of the airport, Elaine Roberts. How you doing?
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Nice to see you
Welcome back.
again.
It's been a long time.
Now, the last time I was here, it was about a month before you even opened.
Right. That's right.
And we did a walkthrough.
We walked through the new terminal. It was about ready to be open to the public, and the rest is history. It's been great.
You've done phenomenal things here.
Well, it's a team effort, but we've had a lot of fun. It's been exciting and a lot of growth. As you said, we were the second fastest growing airport last year. I'm not sure we're going to keep it this year, that distinction. But we're still in a fast growth pace.
When you came here, Green Airport, Theodore Francis Green Airport, Hillsgrove Airport, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
What kind of numbers were they doing then?
Well, the airport in 1994 did about 2.5 million passengers. Last year, in 1997, we did a little over 4 million passengers. And
almost double.
And this year, we're at least going to be 4.5 or more million passengers.
So you will have doubled from 1994
We
to
will have doubled, right?
1998 in 4
Right,
years.
right,
Not only that, you added Southwest Airlines.
right. Well, that's one of the reasons we doubled the traffic. The low fares, Southwest and other airlines came in here, and a lot of people flew that had never flown before.
You know what I love about it, because I've done a lot of flying, I think you know that, because of Southwest and maybe other upstarts, it caused the rates to kind of go down.
That's right. Everybody's fares went down. It's not just Southwest. U.S. Airways has a new company called MetroJet. Delta Express has low fares to Florida and other places. And so we've got 3 low-fare airlines in here, and then everybody else matches their fares where they compete. So everybody's done very well. All the airlines have seen their traffic go up.
All right, well, you know what we'll do? Can we take a walk through this?
Absolutely. Let's walk through it and show you the changes.
I got to talk about your fishing expedition, too.
Okay, that'll be fine. Sure.
Where was that, Alaska?
Alaska. I just got back from a 2-week vacation.
How was that?
That was absolutely wonderful. It's a beautiful part of the country, but you don't see many people. It's 500,000 people in a state that's, I think, 20% of the United States in size.
Wow.
It's big.
Well, after seeing 4.5 million people here, maybe you didn't want to see a lot of people.
Well, that's what vacations are for.
So here we are on the second floor. Oh, yeah, we're on the...
Right, this is the second level where the ticket counters are and all the gates. We'll go out through the security checkpoint in a minute, and I'll walk you out to the gates. There's been some new construction even in the last 2 years. We built 4 more gates. Those just opened in May.
But you know what I was impressed by? When we walked through this 2 years ago, you hadn't even opened. They were laying the carpet when we walked through, if you remember. And you had already made provisions for those extra gates.
Right. The terminal was designed to handle those extra gates, and the pavement for the airplanes to park around the gates had already been poured. So we knew it was going to be needed. We just thought it would be 5 to 10 years, not 1 year.
Not 1 year, huh?
Right. Absolutely.
Now, what are you going to do now? After you have to build another airport the way you're going.
Well, all the gates aren't being used yet. We still have 2 empty gates, and there's some concession areas for gift shops and food court that's not finished yet. So you'll see some of that as we walk through, but we still got room to grow. So.
Well, let's go check it out.
Okay, let's go. Over to the left, you can see the Southwest ticket counter. They've got a banner up that they just announced new nonstop service to Kansas City in July, early July, and that's the longest flight out of T.F. Green nonstop.
Oh, it is a nonstop
Right,
flight.
it is a nonstop flight to Kansas City, and then it connects you on to California. So that actually is, we're starting to get better service now to the West Coast. Our runways aren't long enough to be able to do nonstop flights from here to California to the West Coast. So when we can get service that goes through Kansas City or Nashville or Chicago or some of those places, one stop to the West Coast with low fares, it starts opening up more options for us.
Oh, no question. In fact, I go to California quite often.
Right.
And even if I flew out of Boston, most of the time there's a stop.
Right.
In Chicago, there's a stop in St. Louis, depending on the airline, of course. Detroit, St. Louis, Chicago.
And it's a long flight if you don't have a stop. It's a long flight from the East Coast to the West Coast, about 5 hours. The Kansas City flight, I think, goes to L.A., and then you can go straight through, same plane, one stop, all the way down to L.A.
Oh, it is the same plane,
Right,
too?
same plane, too, same service, everything is great.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We got to try that.
Good.
Kansas City, here I come.
Well, I wasn't promoting just one airline, but it is significant in that it's the longest flight from this airport that's nonstop.
Well, they've done well for us. For Rhode
They've
Island.
done very well to bring in the low fares, and now everybody else is matching them, and that's just great for the airport.
I remember 2 or 3 years ago, I'd never heard of Southwest until my cousin mentioned it to me. He's from California, and they had all kinds of promotions, like buy one get one free.
Right, friends fly free.
Yeah, all
right.
kinds of crazy promotions, and the relaxed atmosphere on the airline itself. And I'm not promoting one airline either, because I have a friend who works for Continental, John, Big John.
Do you want to go through this checkpoint, or do you want
Let's
to
go over here first. Let's see
okay,
because
okay.
last time we were here,
That's
they were
right.
just building this
They
stuff.
hadn't opened up all the concession area. That's right. Those opened just right before the terminal. I mean, they were just finishing those before the terminal building opened.
All right, so let's see who we got here now. We got Northwest. Let's go through it.
Okay, well, on this side we've got Northwest, Continental, and U.S. Airways. And U.S. Airways is still our largest carrier. They still have the most flights.
Most flights.
And then on the side we just came down, you have Southwest, United, American, Delta, and then we have some smaller airlines.
What's that, Cape Air?
Cape Air flies from here to Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, that's nice.
And we have Business Express that flies to
Florida?
to New York, to LaGuardia.
Oh, Business Express.
Business Express. And then Delta has a Delta Express, and U.S. Airways has a MetroJet.
That's the one I was thinking of,
Right.
MetroJet.
Those are both subsidiaries of the larger airline, and they have low fare structure. So,
Well, let's go check out
Good.
what is Heritage Booksellers, huh?
Heritage Booksellers is the bookstore, and keep this in mind because when we get down to where the new area is, the new 4 gates, there's going to be another one of these that's even bigger, but it's not there yet. So when I talk about the bookstore, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's going to be another Heritage Booksellers. This company here that's doing our gift shops and our bookstore is a company that's one of the best in the business. They're in about 100 airports around the country, and they're rated every year as the best for customer service, and they're very, very popular. So you can see it's a nice quality product that they do.
Nice and clean.
At
Now,
least.
Now, this is before you go through the detector, and the other one's going to be after you go through.
That's right. It's going to be down by some of the gate area.
And that's great that you have a good one after the
Right,
gate.
so
There's
you
nothing
don't-
worse than having to come back out and check your stuff. And if
Oh,
you're like me, you always have to go through, empty all your pockets.
Well, and a lot of people want to get down to their gates and check in and be sure that they can see their airplane when it comes in, and then they want to shop or have a cup of coffee. So it works for both sides.
Right.
We're walking into the new food court,
Yes, it smells good over here. What do we got here? Ocean Roasters.
Ocean Coffee
Ocean
Roasters,
Coffee Roasters.
which is
Ocean Coffee
a
Roasters.
local Rhode Island company, as you know, and has been rated by some people as the best coffee in Rhode Island. Others would take issue with that and say it's Dunkin' Donuts, but
Well, it's good coffee. no
we
matter
have Dunkin' Donuts coming too, so that's going to be in the new part of the terminal. Okay, as we go around the corner here in the food court, you're going to see another very famous Rhode Island name. We've got Newport Creamery right here in the food court at the airport.
I remember when you were talking about this
Right.
2 years ago.
Right.
You talked about making it so user-friendly and so comfortable for Rhode Islanders by putting things that they're familiar with.
Well, we wanted to have something that was represented Rhode Island and southern New England, because you can go to a lot of airports and eat the same food, whether it's national chains, and you don't even know which airport you're in. So we wanted something that was really unique and showed a lot of the Rhode Island theme. And we have some wonderful food here too. So.
You've learned that, huh?
That's right, absolutely. I was telling somebody recently, in fact, when I was in Alaska, the food wasn't anywhere near as good as the food here, so I was glad to come home for good food.
I say that to everybody, that I've been to 46 states and,
Right.
and many places in the world, and New England has the best food.
That's right. I've been in about 40 states. You're ahead of me, but the food is definitely wonderful here.
all around, everything is.
Yeah, it is. One of the things you probably remember too, when we talked, one of the things that's unique about all the gift shops and the food court and everything, the restaurant, is that we have street pricing.
I was going to say
Remember
that.
that? You
got
remember.
ahead of me.
You got a good memory then.
Oh, I certainly do.
Yeah.
And street pricing, folks, means that what you pay here is what you'd pay on a store down on Post Road or a store in Cranston.
That's right. So your awful is the same price at the airport. Yeah.
So they're not killing them. They're not killing people like they do in a lot of other places. Let's see, what else have we got here?
Okay, come on around. Now this is not a local company, but it's
I met the guy. I met the
yeah, it's great food. It's Godfather's Pizza. It is a national chain that's extremely popular, and they do a really good product. It's natural, good produce and natural products in their pizzas, but they make wonderful pizza. And then we have a Narragansett grill where you can get regular sandwiches and hamburgers and things you would expect to find in a food court. So this is our little food court. Oh, one more. I missed a big one. You've got another famous name in Rhode Island.
What is it?
What's the most popular
Oh
name?
my God, you almost missed that. You almost missed that three-letter word with apostrophe S, I should say.
I think that's been rated the most popular, isn't it?
Yes.
Recognizable name in Rhode Island is
There you
Dell's.
go. Dell's Lemonade.
Dell's Lemonade, right there you are, in the airport. And you can get it year-round. You don't have to wait for the summer. So,
I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and they had at the Olympics,
yep.
and they had a booth set up.
They had
there.
Dell's.
I walked up to the booth, and they all knew who I was, which was pretty nice.
Sure. Yeah, they're expanding, I guess, more and more and going outside of Rhode
Yeah,
Island.
they're going national.
Yeah, that's
They
good.
Moved to be national. What do you got over here? Well, let's these people, we got to go say hi.
Well, this is the Narragansett Grill,
Narragansett?
right? Do you all know Bob Venturini of Bob's Big Adventures on TV?
Hello. What do you got for food? What do we got? What kind of food do we have today? Excuse me?
We have Philly cheesesteaks.
Ooh, you make Philly cheesesteaks.
Those are really good.
Chicken tenders, fish and chips,
Fish and chips.
and chowder.
Wow, look at this. Now you gotta wear that now.
Put it on my bed.
Put it on your,
Thank you.
put it on there. Pass them around. Pass
You guys been busy today?
Look at the hot dogs. Huh?
Hot dogs, nachos, a little
Oh,
bit
look
of
at that. Fish
everything.
and chips, $6.95. You're not killing anybody.
Nope. Clam rolls.
Making me hungry.
We better get you out of here then.
Yeah, we better get out of here. I gotta watch my weight. My figure. Nobody else will. Come on. Bye. Thanks. Hi, Dolly.
Hi, how are you?
Say hi, Bob. Look at the camera and say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob.
Look at the camera and say
Hi, Bob.
people love to be on TV.
Oh,
It's
sure,
nice-
they
it's nice
like
for
it.
them.
Yeah.
I know. On the other side of this glass.
We'll go back through. We have to. We'll go to the other side, and we'll show you. I'll show you the restaurant. Do you remember the Federal Tavern?
Yes.
Well, okay. That's our sit-down restaurant when you have time and you don't have to run through the food court, and you can relax and enjoy a full-service meal right here at the airport.
Wow.
Just got
You got a long layover.
Well, you don't even have to have a long layover. They have great service. They guarantee that they can serve you in 20 minutes or less.
Really?
So you can go in and have a full meal. You can have relax and not be rushed, and they'll get the food for you.
What do we got here? Bananas?
Looks like it.
No, we don't.
It looks like they're magazines being delivered down to the
Delivering magazines?
other. There's a newsstand down there. I'll show you when we get down to the other end. This plaque is new since you were here. That's when the legislature dedicated this terminal to be named the Bruce Sunland Terminal. So that's the commemorative plaque that was installed. And we had a little ceremony, and
Well, he was instrumental in getting
he was
this airport
This was
expansion.
his vision to have this terminal and two-story modern facility and buck a little bit of public opinion at the time for the financing and the big project. But I think now most people are very supportive.
Well, it's been a success.
It's been a very big success.
Over
Yeah.
the years, people in Rhode Island are accustomed to politicians making these giant claims and building things that just don't work out.
Right.
So
Well,
I
sin-
happened to pick one this time that,
Right.
that did work out.
Right. Well, since you brought that up, there's actually another piece of this. It's very good news. As of July 1, the Airport Corporation was able to pay back all the money that's been due the state of Rhode Island. We're totally caught up, paid them about $14 million. Every year we have to make some payment on the state general obligation bonds that were used for this project, about $3 million a year. But the airport pays its own way. It's self-sufficient. So that's another very, very big plus.
Well,
So
that's,
no taxpayer dollars.
That's a tribute to you.
Well, it's to
You and your crew, so to
Well,
speak.
Well, we're certainly doing very well because of the passenger growth, and half of our monies come from the people who use the airport in terms of parking and how much they spend in the bookstore or how much they spend in the restaurant helps us pay the bills. And it's the first time really in the history with the state that the airports have not had to get money from the state or taxpayers.
To be subsidized.
Right, to be subsidized.
People love that word.
That's right.
Oh, Federal Tavern.
One thing about an airport, you have to deal with these public address announcements all the time. So
Well, it's not like the Kmart special, though, anyway.
that's true. You just expect that in an airport. This is the Federal Tavern. As you can see, it's a really nice restaurant. Full glass. You can just sit and watch airplanes take off or land and coming in here. You can wait to pick somebody up and leisurely sit down, have lunch or something to eat. We got a designated smoking area back in there so that you can come and smoke if you want. Full service bar.
Big one, huh?
Yep. So
Let's see what they got. What kind of food do they have?
this is a pretty wide menu. You can get oysters, buffalo wings, calamari. Their chowder's great.
They even have breakfast,
They've got
eggs and home fries.
Salads, burgers, sandwiches. Then they
Fried
have
clams.
full service dinner. You can sit down and have a full dinner.
Shrimp scampi.
All of this is ordered and served to you in less than 20 minutes.
Anything here?
Right, anything. And they have a breakfast menu and wines, everything. Federal Tavern. It's just like going to a nice restaurant and any place else in the state, sitting down, and it is good food.
It's got a nice atmosphere to it. And my son loves to watch airplanes, so we've been here just to sit down and watch the airplanes.
Well, this is a great place to sit and do that. As we stood here, northwest, just taxiing into the gate, you can even see all the way up to the north side, a little bit through there, one of the cargo planes.
Right over there on the,
Right through there is the tail of a UPS airplane. And then
right there?
across the field there, that red top building is a new fire station. That's the airport's fire station.
Oh, that's brand new.
Right. Well, it's a few years old, but it's fairly new. It's about 5 or 6 years old. And then straight through, you can see the control tower.
To the right, Joe?
In fact, you're looking down through the marketplace, the gift store, and we're going to walk down there in a minute. But that turned out beautiful. People love that shop down there. When we talk about Rhode Island products, there's clothing, there's lobsters to go, live lobsters down here. There's a tank. Yeah. A little bit of everything. There's local art, jewelry made right here in Rhode Island.
Former jewelry capital of the world.
That's right.
Actually, it still is.
Still is, I think.
Jewelry
Right.
capital
Right.
of the world. So, well, let's go down and check that out. You like this place, Joe?
I love it.
Airports are exciting. They're fun places to go. We actually have a lot of people come out here, I think, just to watch planes.
I was just going to say that. I love watching planes. I love
Right.
watching people. Some very interesting
Right.
people you see coming in, arriving. On an
That's
airport.
right.
There's people
That's
from
right.
all over the world that come
That's
here
true.
on business, for pleasure, especially this time of year.
I always thought it would be fun if you could stop everybody and they'd tell you where they were from. You know, it'd be interesting.
Yes, wouldn't it? Probably get arrested, though.
Maybe. Well, if you're ready, we'll go through the security and
Sure.
we'll go on out to the gate area.
All right.
We have to go through this checkpoint here. You're gonna have
Uh-oh. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good. How do you like? You ever been in this airport before?
I have.
What do you think of it?
I like it. It's nice, especially with it being new and everything. It's really nice the way it's all set up.
Where are you from? Are you from here?
I'm originally from Salt Lake. I just came to pick my parents up, but I'm in the Navy, stationed in Groton, Connecticut right now. So
So you've been in a lot of airports, huh?
I have all over the world. I've
How do
been
you
in
like this
airports.
one?
It's nice. It's small. It's not. You can find your way around it real nice, and it's the flights in and out. It's really nice to come in and out of, and I really like it.
You know you have the airport director right here? She's the
I
woman
didn't.
that helped.
meet you.
She's the woman that built
one
this
of our
airport.
regular customers.
I am.
She's not even from here. She's from Salt Lake City originally.
Hey, that's great. They're getting ready to build a big new terminal out there. So yeah, they're out in Salt Lake. They're getting ready for the Olympics, I guess.
Yeah.
So you like this terminal?
I do. I
Yeah.
really like it here. It's real easy to come in and out of, and it's the way it's set up is really nice. So,
Isn't that nice?
It's nice to hear satisfied customers. Great.
Well, thank you.
thank you.
Let's go on
Wait a
out.
minute. What's your name?
Okay.
My name? No.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
You ever seen Bob's Big Adventure on TV?
You never seen my show on TV?
No.
What's your name?
Lori.
Laurie Souza. That's a nice Irish name, huh? It's Portuguese, you know.
Actually, no. My mother's name was O'Rourke.
A rock.
Nice Irish name.
Yeah.
I'm half Irish
Half Irish and half Portuguese.
and Italian. Quarter Italian, quarter
Oh, wait a
Portuguese.
minute. Now you can't.
Quarter Italian, quarter Portuguese, half Irish.
Now, what is your job here? What do you do?
I'm actually an assistant manager. I got promoted recently. I run SkyCap and Checkpoint.
She's got a big job.
Yeah.
Really?
Right. She's responsible for being sure this airport stays safe and checking people like you when they come through the checkpoint and being sure.
SkyCap.
Wait a minute, checking people like me. What are you trying to say, Elaine?
Well, we just went through that, and they also have the SkyCap operation, so they handle the golf cart It's out for the people who need help to the gates and baggage.
Really?
It's a good job. It's nice.
It is a great place to work. How is she to work for?
Great. She's fantastic. Fantastic.
How is she to work for? What is this? Gemma.
That's it. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
How do you like working for this young lady?
Good. That's
Yeah?
a good person. They're all good people over here. We have a great crew.
Lori's her boss?
I got
That's always
somebody
his boss, right.
I've got to scan though. Right?
Oh, you got to scan
We
people.
better let you do
I don't
your
know.
All
job.
right, do your job. Don't miss
There
anybody.
you go.
Now you.
Take care, Lori. Thanks.
Thanks, Lori.
Bye.
Bye.
Bob, right?
Yes. No, say it. Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Now listen, do you still allow people that are not passengers to come in this area?
Yes, we do. In fact, this is in my job description too. We let
Did you
people.
catch that? Did you catch that?
Picking up my-
You missed that. Look. You got to catch her doing that.
Was that change or?
No,
it's
she's picking up
trash.
trash.
Yes, we let people who are not ticketed go down to the gates. To,
Let me see a
we,
piece of that.
we call these meters and greeters, the people that are
Oh,
trying.
why are you picking that up?
Why am I picking that up? Because it's there. It's trash. I teach all my employees, if you see trash, we should pick it up. It's part of our job. Keep this airport looking beautiful, and so everybody can use it. Even passengers, if you see trash, I'd like you to pick it up.
There you
I
go.
mean, we pay for a company, but they can't be on every spot of the carpet
All day, yeah.
all day long. So we clean the restrooms every 30 minutes.
Really?
So we have very, very high standards for cleanliness, and that's one of the things people like about this terminal. Not only is it open and pretty, it's clean.
user-friendly.
It's user-friendly, but it's clean. And we found nationally that in surveys, that's what people like in airports.
No doubt
Yeah,
about it.
very,
Yes.
very important.
Now,
So
what were you going to say about
meters and greeters?
meters and greeters?
Well, non-ticketed passengers, you asked, they can come through security, and up until pretty late at night, we let them go down to the gates and meet people that are coming in. In the past, in the old terminal, you couldn't go out
No.
to the gates.
No, I know that.
And then until a few months ago, we only could let you out there when somebody was at the security checkpoint. So we now actually help pay for them to have extra hours so that the public can go out to the gates. 'Cause we
Even
think
though
that's
you don't have any more, you might not.
Right.
Your last flight might have been done, which means that it's shut down, and there's no reason
Right.
really for
There's no
anybody to
reason
do that.
after the last departing flight, because then passengers have all gotten on the planes and left, and that's about 9:30 at night. But people are still coming in between 9:30 and midnight. We have actually quite a few flights coming in here. So if everybody had to wait on that side of the checkpoint, it would be kind of backlogged, and there's not enough chairs for everybody to sit over there because of the openness of the terminal.
Right.
So we let them go down, and it's more user-friendly to be able to go pick up your grandma or your relatives or whoever you're meeting at the gate.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty thoughtful there.
So, well, that's what we're here for. We're here for service. So, this is the Rhode Island Marketplace. This is what they call 3 shops within a shop, and it's the same company that runs the bookstore. Why don't we walk through there?
Sure.
It's really beautiful.
Right away we see lobsters.
This is the food
This is Rhode
section.
Island.
There's food in here, stuff you could that's related to things in Rhode Island and New England if you're visiting here for the first time. The lobsters are back here.
Oh, we got live lobsters.
We have live lobsters to go right here. You can pack them and ship them home. Those are big guys. Wow.
That's a big lot. Can I put my hand in there?
I don't think you should.
No?
They may
Oh,
not.
please do
They
not
may,
put anything in lobster takeover.
including your hands,
Include my-
probably. That's a pretty big one right there.
That's a good size one.
Yeah.
They're all
And there's
decent
another
size.
tank back here. These guys look a little smaller.
Yes. Oh, these are the these are the 1 and 2 pounders, I guess. And those are the bigger ones.
We did have the there's Autocrat coffee.
Autocrat coffee, made in Rhode Island.
Yep, there's your coffee syrup for coffee milk, I guess.
Oh, do you drink that?
I do. I like it.
Do you?
I love coffee. Anything coffee I like. Coffee, ice cream, coffee, iced coffee, hot coffee.
Now, having come from the Midwest, have you ever tried coffee ice cream before you came here?
I had the ice cream. I had never had coffee milk before coming here. So I don't drink it that much because I'm not a big milk drinker, but I
Right.
like it. I like the taste. Yeah.
It's my favorite ice cream. Coffee. Well, actually, maple walnut's my favorite, but
Yeah.
coffee is
Yeah, it's my favorite.
close second.
We did have, I don't know if they still have it, the mayor's marinara sauce.
Oh, yeah?
We did for a while. We've got Porinos and
Uh-oh, Porino.
I think we also,
Please come up to the northwest ticket counter on the upper level.
well, maybe they,
Maybe they ran out.
that could be.
Maybe they ran out of it.
Well, got the mayor's coffee.
Well, look at this. We got the mayor's coffee,
choice
Joe.
coffee.
Now, wait a minute. Everybody's the mayor.
The mayor of
The
Providence,
mayor.
not the mayor of Warwick.
Well,
We are in Warwick. That's a distinction.
I know. Now, why is that they call this Providence?
I don't know. That goes way back to the designator for the airport. I mean, the airport's name is T.F. Green. It's never been Providence, but you have a three-letter designator on your baggage.
DVD.
PVD is Providence, and I guess Rhode Island's small enough that everybody just thinks of Providence as the only city, or Newport is about what most people think of when you say Rhode Island.
And yet Warwick is the second largest city in Rhode Island.
Right. The FAA actually designates those letters, and that goes way, way back, and that's what the airlines, other airport people, when I go to a conference, they always refer to this as the Providence Airport. So.
Funny thing is, when I see people coming in for the first time,
Right.
they get off the plane, they come in here, they think they're in Providence.
Right, right. So unless you're local, you do think you're in Providence, or you don't know the difference. That's true. So. And then when you tell them it's T.F. Green, Theodore Francis Green Airport, Bruce Sunland Terminal in
A
Warwick,
senator and a governor.
in Warwick, Rhode Island, but it's really called Providence Airport by others, it gets kind of confusing.
And if you add to that Hillsgrove,
True, it used to be Hillsgrove, and we still have the Hillsgrove Terminal up on the north side of the airport.
is that used for anything?
We actually have our operations people in there, and we think someday it might be used for a little museum, an air museum. Some of the history of the airport and stuff would be fun.
Everybody's infatuated with airplanes. Look at this. It's Rhode Island, huh?
Rhode Island, just some clothing and the nautical theme, obviously, the ocean state. Over here in the center section is some of the jewelry, some of the art. You see some of the paintings on the walls and things reflecting some of the arts here in Rhode Island, which we're known for.
I like that term, we, Elaine.
You like that? We as a state?
Yeah, no, we. Now you're a Rhode Islander.
Absolutely.
You're a transplanted
I'm
Rhode
a
Islander.
transplant. I'll never be considered, I guess, a real one since I wasn't born here. But
You're born in Oklahoma.
true. You got a good
Wait a
memory.
minute, let me think if I can remember the town. Was it Miami, Oklahoma?
You did memorize that thing. Whoa, boy, I gotta watch you. You know too much.
And then you moved from there and you went to Manhattan, Kansas.
Right. Big towns and little towns.
And then you became the director or the assistant director. Your first time out was
I was assistant director.
Now the guy's name escapes me because
Work
he didn't mean anything to me. You
Right.
did. He didn't mean anything to me.
No, I was the number 2 person in Indianapolis before I moved here at the
Airport,
airport. Right. So, was there about 12 years.
You did such a job there that you were pretty well recruited. There were a couple hundred people that were interested that
Now, where did
applied for this job.
Really?
Yes,
I don't remember that.
I do.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
And the young lady out of Indianapolis ends up coming here.
Well, it's a great place to be. And with a project like this and a state like this, who would have said no? Right? Okay. All right. This side's got the clothing, as you can see, the children's stuff,
The T-shirts.
the T-shirts. Got to have a souvenir when you come to Rhode Island for your summer vacation.
Right, you gotta have a Rhode Island shirt.
Right,
Something that
see?
says Providence is right there. We got Providence over
Little
there.
Rhode Island shirts with lobsters on them.
Look at this, Joe. The Rhode Island shirt. There you go.
Now, all kids would like that, wouldn't they?
Sure.
Take that home.
My little boy absolutely loves lobster.
Thank you for your cooperation.
As long as he continues to live in this part of the country, he's safe. When you move to the Midwest or someplace, you can't afford to love lobster. I mean,
Yes,
yeah,
huh?
I mean.
Well, you
can-
know.
That's right.
firsthand.
That's
Now-
right.
Now I've seen this in action
Right.
here. I've seen this.
This
Joe,
is-
take a look at this.